My apologies. Welcome to what do you want to know? So, what do you want to know? And you're like, I don't know what I want to know. I don't even, what do you mean? So, this is a little event, little free little get together we created just so some people in Taiwan that maybe don't know who I am or who I is can get to know me. Some of you do know me. Some of you have taken a class with me. I'm a little weird. And when I say little, I mean a lot. I tend to say things like "biao." So I apologize in advance. It's one of my favorite words. And for those of you that are watching or seeing this in the future that don't know Mandarin or Chinese, "biao" is bitch. That's what that means. It's great. It's my favorite. It just comes off the lips so nice. Like "biao." You can like just put different inflection on it. "Biao." 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 However you want to do it. So this is we're going to be using the tools of access consciousness, especially something called the clearing statement. If you would like to get more information on the clearing statement, please go to theclearingstatement.com. And my camera situation is still annoying me. So I'm going to make like one, whoops, I made it worse. I'm going to do like one action to see if it helps the whole situation. Because I did do a lot of work to like make it happen. Is it working yet? Work camera. Man, I don't even know how to make it work. I just know how to like, it normally just turns on and it does it. So what you can do nowadays, if you didn't know, is if you have an iPhone, you can make your computer use your iPhone as a camera, which is super cool because the camera on your iPhone is like way better than the camera on your computer. And it normally just shows up as an option, but this time it did not. Every single time I do one of these, we have technical difficulties. And I apologize. We've got the window open and the cars are very loud. So I'm going to just go change that. All right. Far too much background noise distractions for me. Man, that is so annoying. Also, if you've ever been on anything with me, you know I get real annoyed if things don't work out the way I want them to. Grr, grr. Especially because I've done this so many times and it worked so beautifully. Okay, so um, let's talk about some basics. Well, first of all, like I said, this is an access consciousness event. You can ask whatever questions you like. You can be like, why is the sky blue? I will do my best to respond with what I know. Um, so there is no such thing as a stupid question, only stupid people that don't ask questions. So if you don't ask a question this whole time, then that just means you're stupid. That's all. What do I mean by stupid? When I say stupid, I don't mean you are intellectually inferior. I just mean that you are either unconscious or anti-conscious. Now, I said that this was an event for access consciousness. Access consciousness is all about accessing your consciousness, whatever tools and techniques we can use. Now, I did say your consciousness. A lot of people tend to think, and the definition of consciousness that gets thrown around the entire globe these days is like, if I'm awake and thinking, I am conscious. And then like all sorts of other things are going on in my subconscious mind. Well, we have a different definition, and that definition is consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. What does that really mean? Well, that's pretty much what it means. It's just everything is included and nothing is judged. Kind of like the planet. If you look at this whole planet, there's a lot of stuff that goes on and it still exists. So it's included. Consciousness doesn't judge it, it's just there. Now, so how do you become more conscious? Well, we have tools. Yay. Like I said earlier, the clearing statement. And the clearing statement goes like this: right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Oh my God, this is fun. Holy cow. I mean, not that I'm not normally having fun. I'm like, I'm facilitating in a very different way than I ever had before. And I'm realizing it's because you Taiwanese people are very different. I have facilitated in Taiwan many times before, but I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely doing it from my own point of view at the time and what my own point of view of facilitating was. And I realized today I'm actually facilitating closer to what is gonna work for you. And if you're like, what the fuck did you mean by that? Well, we'll find out as we go along. So, right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Right and wrong stands for everything that's right about this, wrong about this, good and bad about this. Right, wrong, good, bad. POD and POC is point of creation, point of destruction. So that's a reference to every single point of view you take has a point of creation where it creates things from that point on, and a point of destruction where it destroys things from that point on. Now, you're all, most of you are in Taiwan, the Republic of China, as I believe it's called, if I am correct, ROC. So there was, let's just imagine, probably right around 1949 when the government that was in China left China to go to Taiwan, there were maybe one or two points of views, or maybe 1 or 2 billion points of views that were created amongst many of the people in China and many of the people in Taiwan at that point in time. So from that future forward, you have many things that get created from those points of views, and you have many things get destroyed. Now, that's a big picture. Let's go individually for each one of you. So on an individual level, remember the first time, let's not even know that one's too hard. Think of a food you don't like. And think of the last time you ate it. Now, like, I'll pick one for me. Tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. And so I remember when I was like 9 years old, I bit into tomato and it was gross. And I was like, ew, that's gross. I don't like tomatoes. From that moment on, I did not eat tomatoes. You know, it's like, there's tomato on this. Ooh, no, I don't want that. There's tomato on that. No, I don't want that either. There's tomato. Nope, don't give it to me. It's got tomatoes. Notice how I wasn't willing to try anything. Now, 12 years later, I met a friend who was like, dude, you gotta try this tomato. And I was like, fuck no, I don't like tomatoes. They're gross. You're weird. I can't believe you're eating a tomato all by itself. Nasty. And he's like, no, dude, this is a homegrown tomato. I grew this in my backyard, put a little salt on it, put a little pepper on it, just give it a try. I was like, all right, I don't want to deal with this person anymore. I'll try it just so he stops talking to me. I bit into the tomato and I was like, that's amazing. different reality. So when I created the point of view that I didn't like tomatoes, I was like, grr, I don't like tomatoes. From that moment on, I destroyed all possibility of any of the food of eating that had a tomato in it. I also created the situation where I only ate food that didn't have tomatoes in it. Those are my creation and destruction, just on a simple level. When we move into the future, where I was finally like, okay, fine, where I destroyed and uncreated my point of view, where I destroyed and uncreated everything that point of view created and everything that point of view destroyed, and I bit into a new tomato. Now I went, wow, that tomato that I had 12 years ago was terrible. This tomato is a good tomato. Now, do I like tomatoes? The answer to that is maybe. In truth, nowadays, I'm like, is it a good tomato? I don't like all tomatoes. If you're like, oh, look, here's a tomato, I'm like, oh, that's a gross tomato. I don't want that tomato. It's obvious that was like grown in someone's barn and they didn't tend to it very well. Whatever. But I will ask my body. Now, that's a whole other conversation that maybe we will be having on this call. And please, if you do have questions, feel free to come off, feel free to raise your hand, come off mute, ask the question. We can do it. You can type it in the chat. We got people to help you out. So, my son is possibly yelling for me, but that's okay. We'll tend to him later. So, yeah, we're going to talk that direction now. So, this call is about what do you want to know? Well, when I say want, nowadays the word want means desire. Prior to the creation of the Republic of China and the People's Republic of China and that whole deal, before then, the word want meant to lack. So if you find an English dictionary from before World War II, you will find a dictionary that has all sorts of definitions that have everything to do with lack. So, what do you lack to know? Everything that brings up for all of you times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot, all nine shorts, boys, beds and beyonds. Now, when I say no, I don't mean think. So how many of you have appropriated? That's going to be tough to translate. Sorry, translators. I just learned that word today. Oh. Let me get you a definition because I'm sure the translators are like, what? Because it's kind of a very specific word. Appropriate. Oh, that's funny. I call it appropriate. It's appropriate. Appropriate is like, I think we all know appropriate. It's in suitable or proper context. Now, if you appropriated something, then you actually took something and you didn't use it in the appropriate manner. So what did I say earlier? How many? So everything that brings up for everybody tends to get in, we're just trying to create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot all night, shorts, boys, beds and beyonds. See, like, I will appropriate Piozza because I definitely don't use that in the appropriate manner. It's meant to be a bad word. I think it's a great word. I think it means you're willing to be in control, which I think is a good thing. Ah, some light bulbs coming on. Yeah. How many of you ladies out there have had another woman tell you that you're a Piozza? Well, if you're new to Access Consciousness, here's a tiny little tool. This one blew my entire reality apart the first time I heard it, but everyone always projects and expects what they themselves are choosing. So if someone calls you a biotsa, the other thing is you might want to ask them a question. You can, to me, if someone called me a biotsa, I would be like, thank you. Now, because someone many years ago called me weird. And I was like, thank you. And they're like, it wasn't a compliment. And I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck what your definition of weird is, because I like weird. So works for me. All right. So we're doing well. I realize some of you might be like, oh my God, I can't think anymore. What am I going to do? Just relax. It's all right. You don't have to think. At least for the next 20 minutes, you don't need to think. You don't need to think for me. You don't need to think for this call. You don't need to think for everyone else here. So when you stop having the ability to think, just be like, cool. How does it get any better than this? Not a wrongness. You can go back to thinking all you want when this call is over. I'm not going to try and stop you from thinking then, but it will be a little difficult to think during this call. Okay. So, what do you want to know? Why did I ask that question? Well, as I talked about earlier, access consciousness is all about including everything and judging nothing. And if you're truly conscious, you're willing to include everything, which means you're willing to know everything. Kind of like the tomato story that I told earlier. I was like, I don't like tomatoes, so I'm not willing to know what anything tastes like that has a tomato in it. But when you don't have a point of view about I do or do not like tomatoes, when you are willing to have the question of what is this going to taste like, now you can include that in your reality. Now you can be aware of it. Now you can know it. So, what we like to talk about is something called infinite perceiving, infinite knowing, infinite being, and infinite receiving. Now, on this call, we're mostly going to bring up infinite knowing. So, how much have you, oh, that's what I said earlier. How much have you appropriated, or how much have you taken knowing and turned it into thinking? Where you, like I said earlier, you took something and then you misused it in a in a format that is not appropriate. So everywhere you appropriated thinking into knowing and knowing into thinking, will you just try and create all that shit? Yeah, be out, sir. Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, buckle, nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Now, talking about the tomato. Interesting. I've, it's funny because earlier I talked about how I was surprised that I was talking more towards what is going to work for everyone here. But now I went back to like talking more towards my point of view. See, yeah, you guys, you don't have to make my point of view more valid and real than yours. Your point of view. What if your point of view was the most valued and real, not real, but true point of view? Cool. Everything that is for all of you times the Godzilla was trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, walk on nine shorts, boys, povas, and the honest. Now, when I say point of view, I don't mean a fixed point of view. A fixed point of view is like me with the tomato. I don't like tomatoes. But when I say your point of view, I mean like your way of seeing the whole world and the universe and everything around you. You don't have to, and you really don't want to buy anyone else's point of view as more valuable than you. So, how many of you have bought and made someone else's point of view more valuable and real than you? Ouch. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, online, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Yay. Yay. Because just imagine, what if you were someone that actually didn't have a point of view and you were willing to be totally aware of everything? Like when I say you didn't have a point of view, you're like, someone was like, do you like tomatoes? You're like, maybe. And they're like, what do you mean, maybe? You either like them or you don't. You're like, well, last time I ate a tomato, it wasn't so bad. The time before that, it wasn't very good. Time before that was actually really tasty. So what's your point of view? Well, it depends. What are you feeding me? Because if you realize, if you have the point of view, I like tomatoes, now the second you see a tomato on the menu, you're like, oh my God, I must have that. Like me and risotto. The first time I ever ate risotto was in, oh my God, it was in Venice, Italy. I bit into that risotto, and it was during the very first maestro class with Dr. Dane here. And I bit into that risotto and I was like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever put in my mouth. I have tried to order anytime I see risotto on a menu now, I'm like, I must order it. I get it, and I'm always not satisfied. I'm always upset. Like, what the fuck? Why the hell did I order the risotto? As if it was going to be at all good from that first risotto I ever had. So everything this is bringing up for everyone, times the Godzilla was trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, poveds and beyonds. So what the hell does all of this have to do with knowing? Have any of you ever had a time where you just knew something like that you're not supposed to know? Like for me, I did a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to know in sports. One thing I think everybody knows because of the Olympics is something called high jump, where you like run and then you jump over the bar, and the person that jumps over the bar the highest, yay, they win. I was doing high jump when I was like 13, and I did it like the correct way without being taught. And I was just like, just feels like the way I should do it. And my coaches were blown away. They're like, how did you do that? Nobody taught you. You're not supposed to just know. But I had that a lot with my body, with a lot of things. Now, you may have it different. It might show up with your body, it might show up with business, it might show up with money, it might show up with relationships, sex, whatever it is. Now, at the same time, because you just knew it without anyone ever teaching it to you or telling it to you, a lot of people probably made you wrong for it. Because a lot of people made me wrong for a lot of other things I did. And I tried to see what they were talking about. I tried to understand why no one else knew it or why I did. Whereas also other people saw that because I knew it, then it must mean this, it must mean that, it must mean this, it must mean that, and all sorts of other, and it must lead to all sorts of other things. So everything you've known and you allowed yourself to know without thinking, without trying, and you just knew that no one else knew, and all the stuff you still know that no one else knows, will you claim, own, and acknowledge it? Please. Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, punk, online shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So I'm going to be doing a 3-day body class in Taipei in a month, less than a month. And one of the things we're actually going to talk about in that class is is we're not just going to talk about it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be running body processes to bring forth that knowing that you have, the knowing that you have as a being, and the knowing that your body has, because your body knows a lot. Your body knows so much to the point that when you want to order from a menu, it can tell you what to order. It can tell you where to go in order to make money. It can tell you all sorts of stuff. And the interesting thing is, a lot of people would like to think that that means that they don't know and that they're not in control. But when did you separate from your body? Everything that brought up for everyone times the Godzilla just trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Now, I love what Christina has in her background photo. Look at the little horsey. Look at the little horsey. So good. Just sitting there. You know, horses, do they separate from their bodies? No, not typically. Their brains are too small. They can't think enough to separate from their body. So if you start to ask your body, like, body, would you like to eat? When would you like to eat? What would you like to eat? What would you like to drink? Would you like to drink? Who would you like to eat? These kind of questions. If you actually start to ask these questions, you can bring about and allow yourself to actually become more aware of what your body knows, which is really you. And access more of the knowing that is actually possible for us, that we may have, I'm going to use that word, appropriated. Cool. So how's everybody doing? Does anybody have any questions? So, I've got it. I can feel it. Someone has question. No? All right. I guess if we don't have any questions, then we are finished. Are we finished? Yeah. Cool. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot more to be had as far as not only a conversation, but what we can be, do, have, and create with knowing and having infinite knowing and being infinite knowing. And that's one of my biggest desires and adventures in this lifetime for me myself, is to know everything I can know. I want to know everything. Yes, we have someone.
I think there's someone want to ask question.
Elaine, okay.
Yeah, Elaine. How to set her the? 诶，Elaine，你需要把你自己按静音那个静音消除。如果你要提问的话，啊，没有吗
I can translate for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can translate for her. Okay. So Elaine's question is how to let my body lead me. Lead.
So ask you, how about this instead of, well, are you coming to the conclusion that it leading you is going to create more? Everything that brought up for all of you times the Godzilla, we're just trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Have you decided that your body leading is the good thing? Or have you decided that listening to your body means you are letting it lead? Let me ask you another question. Have you been leading your body? Now, when I ask a question, I think truth. So you have to answer truthfully, Otherwise, everybody else on the call gets to know that whether or not you're lying.
因为我另外一个麦克风是不能讲话的。
因为我另外一个麦克风
对，然后我刚刚傻住的是我听不到你在说什么。
我就傻住，我根本不知道你在说什么。
对。
I have a little bit technical problem, so I didn't hear you. What did you say? Can you say that again, Kana?
Me? Yes. So have you been leading your body? Are you sure? Have you been leading it or have you been controlling it?
你是在引导他还是在控制他？
Uh-oh.
嗯，
控制。
Right.
控制
Does your so if you're asking your body to lead, when your point of view that leading is controlling, does it actually have a desire to control you? Does your body have a desire to control you? No. So why the fuck would you try to control your body, Piotza? I know. That just made your mind scramble.
She said she didn't.
So everything that is, for all of you times the God's in, we're just trying to create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, uncle, nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. So a true leader is willing to go where anyone else goes, is willing to go whether anyone else is going to follow along or not. A true leader is also willing to listen. See, the truth of the matter is your body has gone, you are the leader. Your body is like, why would you want me to lead? That's what you're here for. So what would it be like if you were to lead your body consciously? What would it be like if you were to be the conscious leader of your body with your body? What would that be like? And if it's tough to figure out an answer, that's okay. It might not be something you can think. It might mean that you would have to let go of control of your body. It might mean that your body's like, I want to have sex with that person and that person and that person and that person and that person. And you get to go, good body. But we're not going to have sex with all of those people. We're going to have sex. We're going to have sex with that one because that one has the most money.
那我都流汗的。
会跟那个人上床，那个人
I think that means one more question or one more minute or something. I think we lost Claire. No, she's here.
I didn't hear that. I didn't
Oh.
hear that.
So for those of you that might be on the English line, if you're like wondering what is going on, I can see all the Mandarins talking on the Mandarin line. It's very funny. And laughing. I just wish I knew the inside joke. Does that help, Elaine? Cool. So what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can you be to be the conscious leader with your body with total ease for all eternity? Everything that doesn't allow that to show up times the Godzilla would destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pot, all nine shorts, boys, Povads, and beyonds. Anastasia! What's up, girl? You're muted, I think. Yeah, you're muted.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, hello, hi. Nice to see you.
you too.
Thank you. I just got a question after you facilitated the girl because I realized that I decided that to be led by my body is a good thing.
Yeah,
And it happens to be a conclusion.
yeah.
So, like, what the fuck? So it's not good, it's not bad. I should stay in the question.
Yeah, and ask your body, does it want to lead?
Ah, yeah, actually, I never asked.
Yeah,
I decided that it's a good thing right away.
yeah.
So
Like,
maybe body just don't want to be leader from time to time, and
well,
from time to time want to be.
well, it might not want to be the leader of you,
Mhm.
but does your body want to lead other people?
No.
Bullshit. In a group full of bitches, does your body want to be the main bitch?
Yes.
Okay. I rest my case.
Okay. No, I just thought I made the conclusion that body always knows best and better than I do. So it's also
Oh.
not true.
Well, body always knows best for what?
For us,
Well, notice that if you have the point of view that body knows best, have you made some sort of separation between you and your body?
looks like I did.
Yeah. What's the separation between you and your body going to create? More consciousness, more knowing, or less?
Less.
All right. So if you weren't separating from your body, and if you knew that you and your body were one, not from the conclusion of oneness, what have you? So I'm saying this because I had a conclusion of what oneness was also. So what have you defined oneness as that it isn't?
No,
Everything times the Godzilla would destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. The reason I say that you're creating separation is because if you say body always knows better, why is it not that if body knows, I know?
maybe like we know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's not the way I was thinking lately.
No. I mean, I get it. I get because the vast majority of the planet thinks I know better than my body, which is creating the same separation as my body knows better than me.
Yeah,
Is the awareness of my body's inside me, and I'm not completely my body, and I am my body, but I'm not only my body.
so actually I must say that thank you that you put us back together again.
Yes.
Thank you
Good.
very much. Yay!
And instead of what you want to do too is you want to ask your body to expand out to you, connect out to you. What we tend to try to do is, in order to connect with our body, we try to bring us into our body. Instead, start bringing your body out to you.
That's something new. Thanks again.
Welcome.
That's very cool. Awesome. Cool.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
Thanks for the question. Cool. How's everyone doing? Did I kick your butts enough? Are you fried enough? So if this is your first time ever seeing anything with Access Consciousness, anything, if you want to come to the 3-day body class in Taipei at the end of the month, you're going to need to get a bars class and a foundation class. That's 5 days of awesome change. So if that's something that, if this call in it got you excited, I highly suggest going out and getting those classes because they are phenomenal. And we'll see you in Taipei. I'm excited because I love 3-day body classes. And for me personally, running, there's nothing that creates my life more than running body processes. And so if you're sitting there going, what is a 3-day body class? Well, it's 3 days. Oh my God, such a surprise. Where each day you get a partner. I partner you up with someone, and then each day you trade a body process with that partner. So like you look at the book, we give you a manual with like 60 some processes. And we actually have a brand spanking new one that just got put in the manual like a couple days ago. And you look in the manual and we talk about how you can tap into what you know and your knowing of what the body desires to have as a process. You pick the process, then you put your hands on the person's body that you're with, and you run the process for a little over an hour and 15 minutes, or longer if you like. And then we trade, and then that person asks your body, hey, and runs a process on your body. And we do that in the morning, we do it again in the evening, and so we do that for 3 days. And then I'm also going to show you, and you get to take these manuals home, and I'm also going to show you something called the Access Facelift, Access Energetic Facelift, which is also amazing. Oh my God. Where you learn to put your hands all over someone's face over the course of an hour and a half. And if you do 20 of those sessions, Access Energetic Facelift, you will reverse the effects of aging. You will no longer age as the way you used to. I have also personally discovered that it changes face. I'm well aware of the thing called face in China and Taiwan. And it begins to energetically create more for how you look in the world and to others in the world. And it creates a lot more ease, joy, and glory in having greater face. Just my interesting point of view. That is not written in any access manual, to my knowledge. So hopefully I don't lose my license for saying it. Well, everyone, thank you all so much for being here. I hope to see you when I'm in Taipei. If you can't make it, I understand. But you should just ask your body, you know? If you were the leader of your body, would you ask your body, hey, body, do you want to go to that class? And if it's like, yeah. Then you go, do you know how we can make the money and the time and the space in order to be there? So your body might know. And I'm just gonna talk to all of your bodies. Hey, bodies, do you want to be at this class, the 3-day body class in Taipei? Yeah, you want to be there? Can you shove your stupid person aside and make it happen? Okay, actually, oh, you're right. I did facilitate incorrectly. Fuck. This was totally the moment to let you lead Elaine in order to coming to the 3-day body class. You're so right. Okay, I'll talk to them. So all of you people, everything that doesn't allow your bodies to lead you to the 3-day body class with me in Taipei, Taiwan in a month, will be destroyed or create it all. Times a godzillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pocket pot, all online shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Oh, don't you just love it? You guys had all decided that you were gonna like lead your body now, and then I just threw a curveball at you. And you're like, wait a second. Now you said my body should lead me? Yes. So Elaine, will you let your body lead you to the 3-day body class? Oh, she kind of wants to control it. She kind of wants it. She's like, no, I don't think I can let my body do that. I have to have a little bit of control. She did ask, how can she let her body lead? And I'm giving it to her right now. She's fucked. She shouldn't ask that question. Oh, wait, no, it was a good question. All right. Love you all lots. This was a lot of fun. We're not going to have any fun. I mean, we're going to have fuck tons of fun come the end of the month. I hope to see you all there. Bye-bye.